Hello everyone, welcome back to another part of our Python series. Some of you told me that we are going too slow pace. So in this video, I try to provide information at the fast pace. So please let me know any other suggestion you have or if you are not able to understand anything due to the fast pace, please let me know in the comment section and let me know that this pace is okay or not, or do you want me to go more fast or a little bit slow. Also, some of you ask how we can change the theme of VS Code after we have set it up initially. So what you have to do, you have to go to this file, preference, and in the theme, you can choose the color theme. So here you can see all the color themes available in the VS Code. So if you want to choose the light one, you can choose light Visual Studio Code, and from the dark mode, we have moved to the light Visual Studio Code. So there, according to your preferences, you can choose any particular theme. So today we are going to talk about one of the most important data type apart from the dictionary, that is list. So for that, let me create a new file, list.py. So list is another way of storing the information. So it has the format of name of the list and then the values which you want to store you can provide into the square bracket. Just like in dictionary, we used curly brackets and then we have to provide identifier, then the value. But here in the list, you don't require any identifier. You can directly provide all the values in the square brackets and that will make up a list data type. So all the values in the list are separated by these commas and also all these values are in a ordered sequence. Ordered sequence here means all the values here are at the particular index, or simply you can understand it as a position. The apple will be at index 0, oranges at index 1, and bananas at index 2. So index is starting from 0. Just remember this. So this at the index 0 position, index 1, and index 2. So suppose if I want to retrieve this value of oranges, then I have to use its index number to retrieve its value. So I can type print and then the name of the list and then its index value into the square brackets. And now if I run my file, so you can see I was able to retrieve my value of oranges. So similarly, this is at the index value 0 and this is at the index value 2. So list can also contain other data types into it. So it can contain integers, also floating point numbers. Also, it can contain dictionaries as well inside it. So this way you can store all the information in an ordered sequence. So now let's discuss about all the operations which we can do with the list. So first let's discuss about how we can create a list. So as can be seen, list can be created by assigning the values you want to store into the list to a variable, just like we did it here. And just like dictionary, if you want to add the values later or you want to initialize an empty list, then you can do that as well. So to create an empty list, you have to assign the empty square bracket to the list variable. And now if I try to print this and run my file, so you can see I'm getting an empty list. Or also you can do it using list constructor. So just like we have dictionary constructor, similarly we have list constructor. So you have to just add it, and even now also if I try to run it, I will get an empty list. And now if I want to add any value to this empty list, I can use the append method. So to use it, you have to type the name of that list and then append, and then you have to provide the value which you want to append. I can use mangoes here. So you can see mangoes has been appended or added to our list. So here one thing you need to remember that append always add the values at the last of your list, means at the last index. So if I try to append this and now try to print my list again, and now if I run my file, so you can see it got added at the last. So this you thing you need to remember. So append always add the values at the last index. That is also known as index number -1. So just like we are retrieving the value using this index number, so here we got oranges. So similarly, if you want to retrieve the last value here in our case bananas, so instead of 1, what you can do, you can put -1. And now if you try to run the file, you can see you get the values bananas. So index goes into both direction. So from left to right, it start from 0 and then goes on. And from right to left, it start from -1 and then -2 and -3. So on your list goes on. So this way you can retrieve it. And if you don't want to append value at the last index, and if you want to append your value in the middle something, just like here in our currently we have two values, that is at the index 0 and index 1. And if you want to again put a new value here at the 1, if you use append, then it will add the index value 2. But if you want to append the value at the index position 1, then what can I do? I can use the insert method. I have to type my list name, then use the insert method, and then I have to provide the index position. So I want to insert at the index number 1, and then the value which you want to insert it. And now if I run my file, so you can see oranges has been inserted between mangoes and bananas. So this way you can insert at the desired position, just like you provide the index number and provide the value which you want to insert. And if you want to organize your list in a proper way, then you can use the sorted function for that. So sorted function automatically sort all the values into an ascending order in case of integers and floating point numbers, and in case of strings, it sorted them into an alphabetical order. So now if I try to run it, so I have three values in my list: oranges, bananas, and mangoes. So it should return bananas, mangoes, and then oranges. Let me try to run it. So you can see earlier the list was mangoes, orange, bananas. Now it has been sorted into alphabetical order: bananas, mangoes, and oranges. But here you need to remember one thing. This sorted function arrange the list temporarily only, not permanently. So if now I try to print my fruit, it should come in the original format, that is mangoes, oranges, and bananas. So if I try to run it, just when I try to run sorted function only, then only it's sorted, and again it come back to original position. But if you want to sort the list permanently, then instead of sorted function, you can use the sort method. So here you have to type the list name dot sort method. And now if I try to run my file, so you can see it has permanently sorted my list. And even if I am trying to print the fruit my list only, then also it has been sorted permanently. And if you want to reverse the order of the list, then you have to use the reverse method. So you have to type the list name dot reverse, and this will reverse my list permanently. So now if I try to run my file, so you can see earlier we have mangoes, orange, bananas. So now it has been reversed the position. So bananas come at the first, then oranges, then mangoes. If it has been reversed alphabetically, then mangoes will come first, then oranges will come last. So if you want to sort in alphabetical manner, you have to sort first, then you have to reverse it. So by this way, your list will be arranged into a descending manner in terms of integers and floating point numbers, and in terms of a string, it will be arranged from Z to A. So now if I run it, so you can see earlier we have the original mangoes, orange, bananas. Now it has been reversed order in the descending form, that is oranges, mangoes, and then bananas. And if you want to remove any particular element from the list, just like here in our original list, we have mangoes, oranges, bananas, and I want to remove this particular value oranges, I can use the delete statement and provide the index number into it. So this will remove the value position at index value 1. So now if I try to run my file, so you can see from the original mangoes, oranges, bananas, which we printing here, then we delete the value at the index number 1, oranges, and it got deleted. So by this way, you can delete any element or value from the list. But using this delete statement will permanently delete that value. But if you want to use it later, you can use the pop method. So to use pop, you need to store the value which we are removing from the list inside a variable. So I can use like this. So here you can see I have stored like this. So here you can see I have typed my list name and then use the pop method, and here I provide the index number. So I want to pop out this oranges from the original list, and then I can use this variable for the further processing of the removed value. So now if I try to run it, so you can see I have popped out the oranges value, and now after that if I try to print my list, and now if I try to print my list after that, so if I run it, so you can see here we have the original list, and after I popped out the oranges value, and now in the original list, it has been only mangoes and bananas. So remember, this delete and this pop, everything will remove the elements from the list permanently. So make sure you use them cautiously. But in real world, you might face a situation where your list is so long that it will be difficult to calculate that particular index number. So what you can do, you can also delete it by using the values. So for that, you have to use the remove method. So here you can type the value of the element which you want to remove inside the parameters of the remove method, and then when I try to run my file, so you can see that bananas got removed even though I did not provide that index number, so it will automatically get removed. Again, I want to put your focus on that this delete statement, pop method, remove method, all will remove the element permanently from the original list. And after even you are trying to print the original list, you will not find the value there. So that's all in this video. Make sure you subscribe and like this channel, and make sure you watch all the videos into the Python series. Link will be available in the description.